So how are you? How are you doing?
I am good. I'm absolutely fine. How about you?
I'm good. सबसे पहले तो जैसे मैंने congratulations कहा, उससे पहले आई थिंक मेरा सवाल ये होना चाहिए था कि हाउ इज लॉकडाउन ट्रीटिंग यू नाउ. अब ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा क्लीशे हो चुका है, बहुत टाइम हो चुका है लॉकडाउन को, बट
Yeah.
स्टिल हाउ इज लॉकडाउन ट्रीटिंग यू?
Actually, lockdown has been okay for me, quite frankly, because we actually have a lifestyle which is kind of like a semi lockdown. So
राइट.
half the time it's lockdown and half the time it's shooting and working. So I have my routine, and I've always been kind of like kind of having like a proper routine that I follow, and I've been sticking to that. So it's been good. It's really been good.
राइट. ऑल्सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई रियली वॉन्ट टू नो कि क्या खा के आपने इस फिल्म की शूटिंग की थी, बिकॉज यू आर लुकिंग सो एनर्जेटिक, सो फ्रेश. ऑफकोर्स उर्वशी तो है ही फिल्म में, लेकिन उसके अलावा इवन इफ you are visible in quite comparatively less portions, but still your impact is very much. So क्या खा के शूटिंग की थी सबसे पहले तो?
क्या खा के सेट का ही खाना खा रही थी, मुझे लगता है. um but yeah, I mean, if you enjoy what you do, there's energy, and the character demanded a certain kind of energy.
Right.
So I think that's where it came from, the director, the character, the desire to do that character. So I mean, once you see the film, you'll get why that character was so exciting and so interesting for me. But yeah, that's where it stems from.
Right. So tell me,
On
how
top.
did so tell me, how did this film happen to you? Like, किस तरीके से आपको ऑफर आया? What did you like in the script and your character?
So basically, I auditioned for it, and I think the director had also seen some of my work before that. He had seen
Right.
I remember him mentioning that he had seen Live Sahi Hai, and which was very unexpected for me, because not many, like, people say Irada or something else, but
Right.
yeah, he had seen that, and I think he saw something about my personality or my character in that show that was similar to Rukul, maybe.
Right.
And yeah, it was honestly, I didn't have to jump through hoops. It was one audition, and then I met him. He narrated the entire script to me. He narrated the whole thing, which was hilarious, because I'm not really used to narrations. I'm used to getting a script and then you imagine the whole thing, but he was like genuinely narrating. So that was my first
Right.
experience of a long narration.
Narration.
And yeah, that's how it happened. When he narrated it to me, I thought the character was amazing. um, and I really thought it would be a crazy, yeah, crazy kind of a fun ride, and that's why I wanted to be a part of it.
Right. Also, जैसे आपने रुकुल की बात की, so as a person, right now when I'm talking to you, I'm seeing you, but not Rukul. But when I'm seeing the trailer, I can
Yeah,
see only Ruku, not you, not
yeah,
even a bit of you. So,
yeah.
what is in that character which attracted you? Ki, I should go for this character, or I can play this, something like that.
So
What attracted you?
have you ever seen someone who represented the absolute opposite of who you are? That's
Yeah.
what it was for me. I felt like I've been saying this word again and again, but it's my alter ego. Rukul is my alter ego. So she's exactly everything I'm not.
Opposite.
And that is so liberating, because sometimes I feel like I'm a bit restrained. I think before I talk, probably. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I try to, at least. I mean, she's free. She doesn't care. She really doesn't care about what anyone is thinking, feeling, whether people like her, whether people hate her. She just goes for what she wants. So that's what attracted me to her, and I felt like it was so liberating to play someone like that, who genuinely does not care about what anybody thinks of her.
Right. There's also one debate going on that is it a normal comedy film or is it an adult comedy? So, as being a part of the film, what would you say? Is it adult comedy or it's just a normal film that you can watch with everyone?
Honestly, I can tell you this, that I have never, I have said no to many projects that I felt were not appropriate. I myself am not very comfortable with that kind of content. Trust me,
Right.
this film is about a girl. wanting to lose her virginity, and she almost feels ostracized because she's not able to, because we live in a society where things have changed, you know.
True.
um but it is not an adult comedy at all. There is no content in it, or no moments, or no scene that is going to make you uncomfortable. Whatever you
Right.
see in the trailer, so there's just that one moment, I think, which is my moment, like my scene in a library, and whatever you see in the trailer, that's it. There's nothing more in the film. So it is honestly not. I think it's being perceived differently because it does deal with desire, with sexuality, but
Right.
you can deal with sexuality in many different ways, and I don't think it's been done in a tasteful way. I don't think it's about that at all. It's really about the characters, how mad they are, the mad journey that they
True.
embark upon. So the perspective is very different from, you know, what maybe people are seeing in the trailer.
Right. Also, tell me, your chemistry, the girl chemistry, as we can see, the girl, ladko ke liye to we use bromance, but the
Yeah,
girl bonding that is being shown between you
yeah.
and Urvashi, tell us something about it. How is it off camera?
Off camera. Um,
Yeah.
it was fun. I mean, you know, we got along. We had a nice, cordial relationship. But on camera is always, for me, it's always more fun on
Right.
camera, because that's where you get to go one step further. Because sometimes you don't get time to know people off camera, but then on camera there's something else that happens. So I really like the relationship where I think Rukul, to a certain extent, is sometimes tries to influence her, manipulate her, and you know, she basically tries to control her life
True.
based on what she wants.
Hmm. Right.
So it was fun to play that, to play like a controlling woman, and she's not control. She controls everyone around her, whether it's the men or whether it's her friends. And like, you don't really get to see that, but I'm sure that even in her home, she would be the same.
Hmm. राइट ऑल्सो गौतम के साथ आपके कुछ सीन्स हैं या ऐसा कुछ है बिकॉज हमें इतना कुछ ट्रेलर में समझ में नहीं आया लेकिन क्या आपके गौतम के साथ भी सीन्स हैं सो हाउ वाज वर्किंग विद हिम
It was fun working with him. I did not have much to do with him per se. Most of my work was with Urvashi and with Sumit Gulati. So I didn't get to do much with him. Yes, I did interact with him, and it was fun. I mean, he's a good person, and we got to have a few conversations about the film, how we perceive the film, and yeah, it was interesting.
Right. Also, talking about the concept of the film, the content of the film,
Yeah,
usually कैसा होता था ना पहले ऐसी फिल्में नहीं बनती थी ऐसी as in earlier people used to feel that it's a taboo to talk about sex, talk about losing your virginity and all that stuff. But right now, uh, Indian cinema is evolving, be it web series, be it like OTT platforms. Everywhere you can see different content. So, as an artist, what is your take on these kind of subjects, like be it sexual preferences, like a Viredi wedding ho gayi, just for example, we can
right.
easily see love stories, going around these kind of characters. So,
Yeah.
as an artist, what do you feel that like audience is also evaluating
Hmm.
with
I I
actors?
think it is absolutely necessary. It's not, unless we all stop uh, considering it as a part of our existence. Why wouldn't we talk about it? Why wouldn't we address it? It makes absolutely no sense. It is a, like, you know, the population indicates that it's happening,
True.
and I think the more open we are about it, the more uh, we remove the stigma and the negative connotation that sometimes attached to it. I don't think it needs be, and I don't think sexuality is attached to character. You know, the way
Right.
we tend to attach it to like some kind of virtue. I don't think
True.
it has anything to do with that, firstly, and secondly, I think it needs to be talked about, whether it's in an educational way or whether it's just to understand, you know, especially when you're growing up. I think it's important to, rather than just brush it under the carpet, it's important to talk about it, to understand, and that's the only way that you're going to make informed and good decisions when it comes to your own owning your sexuality and in what context. And I just feel like anything that's important and relevant needs to be spoken about.
राइट ऑल्सो जैसा आपका कैरेक्टर है इस तरह का रियल लाइफ में वाई पीपल कैन कनेक्ट टू इट इज बिकॉज every friend has a friend who is either guiding too much about your life or who's too much involved in your life. So real life में have you been such kind of a friend or do you have such kind of a friend जिन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ में आपको एडवाइसेस दी हो कि यार ऐसे कर, यार तू कब तोड़ेगी अपनी वर्जिनिटी. देयर आर फ्रेंड्स जो हमसे ज्यादा वो एक्साइटेड होते हैं या फिर इन्वॉल्व होते हैं व्हेन आर यू गोइंग टू लूज योर वर्जिनिटी. सो डू यू हैव सच काइंड फ्रेंड्स or are you that kind of a friend in real life?
No, I don't think I'm that kind of a friend. I think Rukul is really is more open and is probably unfortunately I would have to admit a little more probably liberated than I am. And I think with my friends we were that was not really one of our main concerns in life, I guess. And it's not also something that we would spend a lot of time talking about. Yes, we did talk about who we liked, and I remember making a lot of prank calls to a lot of people that my friends would like. I would try to find out information whether they were dating someone. I remember actually being that friend, so I was helpful. I would make prank calls, I would figure out information that they wanted to know, those things. But yeah, no, we were not that liberated.
राइट ऑल्सो जिस तरीके से इस वक्त लॉकडाउन चल रहा है सो फिल्म Z5 पर रिलीज हो रही है ऑफ कोर्स. एंड व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स? लाइक nowadays almost every film is getting released on OTT platforms and it's a big platform like for every actor, for every artist. पहले होता था सिर्फ फिल्म्स होती थी, सिर्फ थिएटर्स में पिक्चर लग सकती है, लेकिन अब तो यू कैन हैव इट ऑन योर ओन, लाइक ऑन योर सेल फोन, ऑन योर टैबलेट, एवरीथिंग. सो what is your take as an artist about OTT platforms? Like it is actually at its boom.
I think they're amazing. I mean, I'm a big consumer. I watch a lot of things on OTT platforms, and I genuinely love the freedom to watch things at my own time, at my own pace, which is not always possible in in the olden times. Watching TV was something that was very difficult for me because I couldn't stand the idea of missing out on the big, because that's how you used to, when you watch TV, you miss out on the beginning, or like
True.
you can't really manage it in the way you want to. So sometimes I used to find that difficult. However, I do feel like the big screen is it's an experience, and I don't want to lose that. So I do hope that these two things coexist, because I love going to watch a film on the big screen. And yeah, I think both should coexist, but I love OTT platforms.
राइट ऑल्सो इस वक्त लॉकडाउन चल रहा है और जिस तरह का इन्वायरमेंट है, एवरीवन, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर फीलिंग either depressed or they are feeling sad about things. So what is your take on these kind of things? Like because no one ever thought कि ऐसा कभी टाइम आएगा कि सब घर के अंदर बैठे होंगे, ऐसे इंटरव्यूज होंगे और बाहर लॉकडाउन होगा. So what is your take on lockdown? And people are really feeling negative these days. How do you manage to keep yourself positive?
I think remaining positive is really in your head. I don't think it has to do with outside forces, whether it's yes, of course, it's important to meet people, it's important to socialize, it's important to see other humans. But at the same time, I just feel like it's important to have control of your life and to have control over your mind, and which is something that I have always deemed to be very important, to have control over my mind and to stay positive, whether it's how I think about other people, whether it's how I perceive my situation, or whether anything that happens. And I think this lockdown should be perceived as it's temporary, right? We're not going to be living like this forever. Correct. So it should be perceived as a temporary measure, which was necessary, and an opportunity to probably do all the things that you would have complained before about not being able to do. How many times do we say that, oh, mere paas time nahi hai, I wish I could learn this, I wish we have everything at our disposal. If you want to learn something new, You can do it on YouTube. There are online classes. There are so many ways. So all the things that you haven't had time to do so far, take it as an opportunity to do that. That's what I have done, at least.
Agreed. So what have you learned? Just now you said, so it's bound to ask.
Of course,
What have
of
you
course,
learned?
definitely.
Cooking or something else?
So the things that I've been doing are, firstly, I have been working out in the morning, which was not always possible. So I work out before eating my first meal of the day. The thing that I've been learning is Spanish. So I've been wanting to learn Spanish for a long, long time, and now I've actually gotten to it. I get the opportunity to now to do loud readings every morning, because you have to work on your voice if you want
Right.
to be an actor. I think it's one of the your tools is your voice.
Right.
So I do loud readings every single day. I try to memorize one paragraph or one little thing, just to have because your brain is a muscle, right? So if you don't exercise, it's just like you work out every day, your
Right.
brain is also going to kind of get lazy, and it will take you longer to memorize things. So yeah, Spanish, I love languages. So that's one of the things that I kind of push myself towards.
Mm.
I've been baking as well. So yeah, these are the few
Wow.
things that I never thought I would bake, but hey, opportunity, right? Lockdown is an
Exactly.
opportunity to do the things that you never thought you would do.
Exactly. So also, you said you've been watching a lot on OTT platforms. So what are the recent web series or films or short films that you've been watching or binge watching, I should say?
Okay, so I I watched what is the last thing I watched? Because I've been watching Modern Family with my mom.
Mm.
So with my mother, we have limited options of things that we can watch
Yeah.
together, because we want to watch something light-hearted, not too intense. Those are the things that I watch alone. So yeah, we've been watching Modern Family, which has been fun. Grace and Frankie, which again was a fun comedy show. Um, Unbelievable, which is there on Netflix, I thoroughly
Mm.
enjoyed. Um, I saw Patal Lok as well, which
Nice.
uh, which was extremely, extremely good. Obviously, yeah. So these are the few things on the top of my head. I watched this film called Raincoat, which was really nice.
Right. I don't know whether you've seen Money Heist or not, but
Uh-huh.
just felt you have just felt like saying, if it is ever being made here in India, you can clearly play the role of Tokyo. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe. I was जब interview शुरू किया तब से ही मैं सोच रही हूँ, should I say? So I think I should say, because your voice and the way you're talking, and maybe the haircut also, maybe the whole look, it's kind of looking like Tokyo. So, अगर offer होता है, so you will definitely play Tokyo.
Done, done. Are you making it?
Yes, Abhi, I'll make the headline only that we have found our Indian Tokyo now. So I think someone will at least see. Okay,
Amazing. Let's do it.
definitely. Talking about all these things, definitely, like being a part of the industry, I have to, definitely take your opinion on this, that the things that are going on right now in the industry, be it nepotism, a bit of here and there, things are going on. So what is your take on nepotism?
So, what I feel and what I've felt, because it's not new, right? It's something that I thought
Right.
about even before I came to India for the first time. I feel nepotism is the symptom of a disease which is completely different. For me, the disease is the fact that people don't think, don't, are kind of indifferent to talent. You know, talent is not their priority. Sometimes they'll see it and be like, well, good for you, but doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We don't really care. It's good for you. You have talent. अच्छा है, अच्छी बात है. But I think most importantly, if you think of it from a selfish point of view, if you're making a film, I feel like you should prioritize your film above anything else, which means wanting the best for your film, wanting the best suited person for every character, which is not always how we work. We are not thinking about the film. I have always felt like, as an actor, you work for a producer, you work for a director, but I always feel like I am a slave to the film. I'm not
Mm.
answerable to anyone else but my character and the film, and I will do anything that it takes to um, do a good job. to do justice to whatever is given to me, because every, like every opportunity you get is a gift. It could be one scene, it could be like, I've been blessed to get quite a few good characters, and I've given it my everything. And I feel like that same way, I wish people who are in a certain position would, in a very selfish way, just think of their film and
Yeah.
just treat it like the baby and want the best for it. And if you start thinking like that, if you start to feel and think like an artist rather than like a, businessman or politician, then I think the film will benefit from it, and consequently there will be more of an influx of talent. And nepotism will either work or disappear. Either way, it's fine. If you're prioritizing talent, then whoever comes from nepotism will be a good find, and that's it. Then people will not
Right.
be complaining about nepotism if untalented people were not put to the forefront. Also, the other aspect of nepotism is that I feel like people are who are from the industry, they don't pay their dues. And I think
Mm.
they don't earn experience before getting a big job. And I think that's also part of it. If you want to be a director, you should be an assistant director. If you want to be an actor, I have done tiny parts, before getting bigger parts. So I've really, for me, each film has been one step forward. I've started from this much, then this much, then this much, then this much. And you climb up the ladder to actually
Right.
reach somewhere. And I feel like maybe that would make people less aggressive towards people
Mm.
who come from film families, is earn your place.
Exactly. Earn your place. That is actually true. You have to earn your place, and the only priority should be talent.
Yeah.
Honestly saying. But also talking about the whole Sushant thing that has happened. It has literally shook the hell out of everyone. So what do you really like feel about it? Or definitely it's a kind of a stupid question because everyone is shook by it, but still, what is your opinion on that?
I
Or maybe to
was
the fans, because fans are literally shattered or devastated, or they're just heartbroken. People are feeling that सबके सपने टूट गए अगर एक छोटी जगह से कोई लड़का आगे तक गया, or and now something has happened like this, and in the circumstances that he has left all of us is very
Yeah.
questionable. So everyone is feeling devastated, boycotting films, boycotting posters, and this and that. So what is your take on that?
I feel like before boycotting and banning and all of that, it that comes from a place of, I feel like that doesn't come from the right place.
Hmm.
I understand the fact that you're devastated, but there should be love in that devastation, right? It comes from a place of love. So I would rather focus on his legacy, on what he's brought, on him, rather than other people, because we are diverting our attention from him to other people. And
Other people. Correct.
I feel like devastation is understandable, and I was shocked, and I genuinely felt horrible, which is like, you've seen his work, you've admired his work, and you've
Hmm.
admired his achievements and whatever he's accomplished a lot, a hell of a lot. And I look up to that, and I focus on that, and it's hard to imagine what would have gone through his head, or what he would have felt, or what was happening. And I wouldn't want to claim to know anything that I don't know. I think that's disrespectful.
Hmm.
He was an
Exactly.
individual, and only he had ownership over his thoughts and his feelings and his emotions. And I am nobody, and nobody is nobody to actually
True.
uh, talk about that. That was his possession.
Exactly. Do you feel at some point, even media or the audience is also responsible for not actually, what should I say, not actually accepting the real talent, but running behind the star kids, or because star kids are popular even, I think, before they are born. you know
Hmm?
Even they're
That's
popular from the baby bump itself. So kind of it's literally, it is the fault of even be it media, because we only want to publish, or we only want to have interviews or articles of people who are very 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 rich, or maybe known, or known faces. So do you think
hmm.
even audience need to change perspective?
I do, because I believe in the power that they have. They are the ones
Right.
that everything is made for. So, where does the power lie? It doesn't lie in the hands of one or two people who are made by you. It's you. The power lies within the hands of the audience. So, you choose, and yes, sometimes I think they do choose to direct their attention, whether it's good or bad. Sometimes
Mm,
they will direct their frustration or hate or whatever it is towards these star kids. They don't deserve that either. Just ignore them if you don't like them. You don't have to
right.
focus, because it's not good. Forget anyone else. It's not good for you to constantly live with that hate, whether it's towards star kid or anybody else.
True.
So instead of attacking people, celebrate the talent that needs your celebration. Like,
Exactly.
focus your attention towards the talent. There's so many people out there who sometimes it makes me feel bad when I see talent and I see them not being applauded, recognized, or like sidelined. And
Right.
there are so many people. I mean, I was I was watching Patal Lok, and Asif Khan, who was playing the groom. What a
Mm,
brilliant guy! He needed
right.
that. He had two scenes maybe, and he
Yeah.
stole the show. And I feel
Exactly.
like that's just one example that's just come to me right now. But there are so many such examples of people who are incredibly talented, and
Mm.
I feel like the audience should focus on giving those people attention and positive attention rather than focusing on people that they've never seen anything from.
Right. Definitely, I totally agree to whatever you say because media की भी जिम्मेदारी है and fans की भी जिम्मेदारी है. It's like everyone's part. Everyone should play their respective parts. But coming back to the film, if your film is your product, and of course it is your product, but if your film is a product and you have to sell it to the audience, what will be the USP? If fans से कह रहे हैं USP बताओ हमें. So what will be the USP of the film?
I think there are two things that are extremely important and that one should look forward to in this film. One is the perspective. I think you have never seen a film that really, really puts the woman's point of view at the center when it comes to desire. We've
True.
seen it treated in a different way. We've seen the desire, but it's almost like coming from a vamp. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm, I
and
agree.
here
Yeah.
it's treated differently. It's normal girls and their desire. And
Mm,
a character like Rukul, again, I wanted to do this character because she was. You have never seen a woman play this character. You've seen men do it, and people
mm,
find it.
I
If you see
agree.
a womanizer, it's almost like there's comedy that comes out of it. They are
Yeah.
cute and they're like overgrown,
Right.
like it's something that's been treated in a casual way. It's fun.
Casual way.
It's time
Macho
that
stud.
we look at,
Yeah.
exactly, and it's time that we let women do that as well. It's okay for them
Right.
to have
Why should
desires, to
boys have
want
all
to
the
go out
fun?
there. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So definitely, so this was the USP. Now, second, you said two USPs. You were
Right.
talking about
And
it.
the second thing is that it's a crazy ride. It's extremely quirky, it's crazy, and it has a lot of good lines, I feel. It's funny.
Right. Definitely funny and it looks fresh also because honestly saying, I'm not saying it because I'm talking to you, but it is looking very fresh and I hope ki, people will enjoy it. And lastly, जाते जाते जो viewers जो आपको देखेंगे उनके लिए क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
um I would just like to say that I hope you watch the film on the 16th of July, and I would really like to have your feedback about the film, about the characters, about the perspective, um, because it is a film that, underneath all of that madness, it does say something. I don't know if it will come across or not, and I'm really curious to know that.
Right. Thank you so much for talking to us and taking
And
out your time. And I hope I did not bore you at all. At least I
not at
tried.
all, not at all.
So thank
It
you
was
so much and
fun.
all the very best for your future projects as well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.